Welcome to Lakeland, Florida. We are here for the North American Auto Club Challenge Series' second race of the year, the Sunshine State 200. After a cross-country trip, we do have quite a few news to sift through, starting with the absolute domination of the Faulkners in Fontana. For the first time in 14 years, we had a parent-child 1-2 finish, with Charlie Faulkner winning his first race in quite a couple of years, Ryan finishing right alongside him in victory formation, both leading a combined 69% of the race, 86 of the 125 laps, quite a nice record to end on. However, not everything is made out of good news, as Skip Lemon's failure to qualify last week went as well as flatulence in a church service with David Tyner Racing, and then he failed to qualify again this week. There is something brewing in that team now, and it just does not sound good. We're only 2 races in. We won't walk away from talking about qualifying as you watch the incidents we had in these sessions. You're watching the 39 of Sean Smith. He spins off turn number 1, got loose. And then what you're going to see is as he's driving back to the pits, he swipes the 16 of Ethan Collins, involves Collins' teammate, Kendra Brittany, and that was a total wipeout. And there's another incident that parked the 39 for qualifying, but then you have this, Riley McKee and Werner Hargrove getting together, but they had fixable damage. They got it together, and they did not have to change the backup cars, but this needed the backup cars. Bobby Savage struck by the 20 of Carly Ellison, and then the 1 of Warren Majeski, and the 7 of Ronnie Samples, the 18 of Mac Hanley, all involved. Hanley and Samples did not need to change the backup cars, but you see the damage on the 20. She was done there, and that caused Group 1 of qualifying to end under red flag. In Group number 2, Corbin Dempsey and Ruby Carson got together, and as Carson's driving back, Jason Prescott strikes the 77, big contact, and that ended both of their days. They will also start with backup cars as you run around with the number 03. Just unfortunate rookie mistake, and the 77 also just 2 objects cannot fit the same space. This is the first short track event of the season, and as such, it is the first race with the new procedures to be adopted in these tracks. All lapped cars will recover 1 lap under each caution period. If you're 2 laps down and there's 2 consecutive yellows, for example, you end up recovering your laps in quite quick succession. However, to not make this too good, the entire field will line up single file, so you'll have quite a long line to work through if you want to finish well. Now let's take a look at the qualifying results for the Sunshine State 200. Thomas Tucker beats everyone quite handily, making it look fairly easy, while Ruby Carson will get the bonus points for qualifying 5th, but she will be forced to start at the rear of the field, as we mentioned previously. The Faulkners backed their 1-2 in Fontana with a shared row 4, while Rebecca Pellerin, the defending series champion and the biggest challenger to the Faulkners last week, starts right behind them. Now you get to see where a few of the more notable drivers in the field are starting, with Boyd Abbott, Brett Finley, and Shelly Richardson starting in the top 15, while last year's winner Caitlin Richler barely makes it into the top 20. Her teammate and partner Riley McKee starts even further behind in 28th. Lee Schmidt and Megan McDonald qualified 16th and 34th. Megan McDonald's gonna gain a couple of positions due to the massive crash that we had in Group 1 qualifying, but Ernest Lewis Racing had a really difficult qualifying session, and they will have to work their way forward if they want to have a good points day. Now you see the list of drivers that failed to qualify. Kristen Young and Chris Endicott have asterisks flanking their names due to the fact that they had good enough times to qualify for the race. However, Jason Prescott and Kirk Jones ended up making use of their provisionals, knocking out the 2 Canadians from this race. Stack another wrinkle to this growing Overton Motorsports and Kirk Jones feud, as if the animosity couldn't have grown enough. Now you're gonna hear claims that Kirk Jones stole the qualifying position from Chris Endicott. But I digress. We will be having 200 laps, 150 miles contested tonight. We expect only a single pit stop for fuel, but tires will be a concern. They can be something teams can change whenever and however they can, be it for the sticker tires or the scuffs. However, actually, regardless, I doubt we'll see teams going for a single pit stop tonight. That's, I think, is a guarantee. We're gonna see them pit more than once. USA International Speedway is, as you can see, a fairly high banked short track, 22 degrees on the corners, but the narrowness of the racing line and that paperclip shape make it hard for cars to carry that much speed on corners. But do not take this track lightly. Take it too lightly and it'll bite you at the end of those straights. Fairly hot tropical night, 86 degrees, just about what we have in average for the region. Fair winds, not too slow, but not fast enough to make things disruptive. Best of all, clear skies, no chance of rain. Mother Nature will not interfere with racing tonight. We spent enough time talking. Let's get to the action. As you see the pace car leaving the field in control of Thomas Tucker, the first race in a short track in 2018 is on. This race used to be the season opener, no longer second race of the season, cross-country trip, and look at Lucy Barton already going to the inside. McKinley forces a 3 wide already. Boyd Abbott having a look on the inside back there, coming to turn number 3. There goes Lucy Barton on the inside, and there goes Barton for the lead. Barton won quite a few short track races last season. Her last win last year was at Jukasa in a race where she lapped the field before cautions forced the lifeline to be applied. And we ended up the race with like 4 or 5 cars on the lead lap. She demolished the field in that race. In the back of the field, last year's winner of this very same event, Caitlin Richler, currently running in the 20th position, but advancing ever so slightly. She's picking her battles off lap by lap. Ryan Faulkner finished second last week, running third this week. Thomas Tucker having a look under the 98, but who's having another look under the 99 is the 85 of Charlie Faulkner, having a very good start of his race. Brad Finley running back there as well, having good starts for their races. Boyd Abbott dropping behind the 85, defending his positions. Ruby Carson already advancing multiple spots. Jimmy Wells pulling her with him, and Ruby Carson starting in the back of the field. She's already 24th and gaining. Bobby Savage is not gaining. Mega McDonald's not gaining. Ronnie Samples also not gaining. Those are 34th, 35th, 36th. Another driver with a good start is Street Greenblatt, the longtime veteran of the Southern Late Model Series, currently running in this 92 car fielded by Bob Klein. 3 wide, Rebecca Pellerin, Caitlin Richler, and Kendra Brittany on the inside. Pellerin washes up and there's contact! That is your first caution of the race. Kendra Brittany, Caitlin Richler, and as they're coming back to the caution, Ronnie Samples into the back of the 34, the 32, the 420. Heavy hit by Creeper Stevenson. Here come the leaders into Mega McDonald. A hard hit. McDonald is already done 17 laps in. Creeper Stevenson done 17 laps in. A heavy hit early on, and that will need consequences, as that was under yellow. That was quite reckless from Ronnie Samples. The officials thought so. 3 lap penalty for involving 3 cars in this under caution incident. He's gonna have to restart at the back and 3 laps down. Now he's gonna have an even bigger uphill battle to fight against. Lucy Barton starts up front, the field single file as we talked on the pre-race. And this is working. We have the last few cars in the line starting. They reach turn 2 right now, but Lucy Barton and Thomas Tucker battling for the lead with Ryan Faulkner right up there. Brad Finley, 7th place. He won Bristol last year. He showed that he can win on short tracks. He just needs to get a shot. He just needs to get everything lined up. Current champion Rebecca Pellerin, after that small display there that I don't think it was intentional. Nobody thinks it was intentional, but doesn't look good anyway. Kirk Jones dropping far behind. The damage on the front of that car just made his car undrivable. As you see, he goes wide on the corners. Mac Henley, the 2014 Series champion, dives on the inside of Ryan Faulkner for the 3rd position, and he takes the 3rd position in track. Corbin Dempsey, the 2015 champion, right behind Boyd Abbott there, running in 6th place. Eve Austin, one of the multiple drivers that is gonna go into the number 8 car. The recording artist is gonna do a couple of short track events this season. Peter Johnson in the 69 having a good start, better than the position he qualified on. He makes contact with Timmy Barton. Hard hit for the 69. That is the second caution of the race. 36 laps in. Big contact. And everybody, as we talked on the pre-race again, pitting. Everybody's gonna take a general look at the tires. Probably change them, at least all 4. Which is a smart strategy. We're 36 laps in. We're right before 50 laps. It's always good to take a swipe into the pits and just get some fresh rubber. And as you see, Lucy Martin wins the race off pit road. The biggest loser there, Mac Hanley, lost 4 positions. He didn't have damage. He didn't have anything adverse. It was just a poor performance by the S2 crew. Ashley Richardson, Steve Greenblatt, and Boyd Abbott all gained 2 positions ahead. Luke Pellerin decided to stay out in the pit cycle. He leads, and that's gonna be something interesting to watch. He's gonna have old tires, but not that old. However, look at the start Lucy Martin had. She's already all over the 88 as you ride with the 98 Zippo BMW X Auto car. And she has a look on the inside, sticks it side by side as you ride on the side camera of the 88. Look at how far the 98 dives, and she already cleared him like he wasn't even there. Fantastic pass by Lucy Martin. She has shown that those 5 wins last year weren't just a series of flukes and lucky breaks. She's showing she's coming in hard for 2018. She wants that title bad. Thomas Tucker, he won 3 of the last 10 races last year. He's showing that his result at Fontana last week, where they did that blunder on the pit cycle, is only a fluke. And he's showing his strength very early. Steve Greenblatt, you see there in 9th place, a very good run with Kate Taylor. 2 long-time late model short track veterans having very good runs early on. In these composite body stock cars, Thomas Tucker having a look on the inside of the 98 as we enter lap 52, closing lap 52. About to enter lap 53, Thomas Tucker is going to take the lead, and the 9 rides in the first position. Vernon Hargrove right there, 22nd place, diving on the 26 of Kendra Brittany. He goes a little bit wide, contact! And that is a carbon copy of the previous caution. Vernon Hargrove done for the day. Unfortunate rookie mistake on his part. Third caution period is an opportunity for Luke Pellerin to pit. He dropped all the way back to 10th place as the laps were winding on. Those tires indeed did make a difference. And he's going to have an opportunity to run with new tires while everyone else has around some 15, 17 laps on those new tires. Thomas Tucker leads the field to the green as we enter lap 59. Lucy Martin chasing the 9 down. Mac Haley and Corbin Dempsey right there. Charlie Faulkner running in 5th, a good run. Ashley Richardson, she was outside looking in for a top 10, and now she's deep into the top 10, 3 in 8th place, but she's on the outside. That's not a good position for her. Jimmy Wells in the top 20, having a fairly good start. He did not have a good showing at all in Fontana. Seems like the short tracks may be his strength. Look at Warren Majeski going way wide. We're gonna take a look at how Caitlin Richards saw that. Carly Allison, Warren Majeski, and Ben Makowski all got together. The 3 rookies got together, and the veteran Richler took a chance, gained a few positions. Contact with the 1. Majeski shut the door too late. Look at Luke Pellerin gaining positions already. He already gained some 6-7 positions, and he stands to gain more now as Richler just puts the pressure on the 30. The 30 does not fight. He acquiesces. Caitlin Richler to 19th place. Thomas Tucker chased down by Lucy Barton. Barton now on the inside. She's going to have a look on the inside. Turn 3. Not enough. Not enough, and Thomas Tucker is gonna keep the lead, at least for now. Charlie Faulkner has taken 3rd place from Corbin Dempsey. Lee Schmidt running in 17th place. He makes contact with Scott Overton, and he's the one that spins. Lap 67, 4th caution. Warren Majeski almost hits the 43. That could have been disastrous, but he missed it. And remember, everyone that is a lap down on the lifeline rule recovers a lap. We've had 3 cautions. Ronnie Samples back on the lead lap despite the penalty. That penalty put him behind the 8 ball for around 50 laps. Thomas Tucker is going to lead the field to the green as we enter lap number 71. 130 laps to go in this 200 lap circuit. And here we go, Lucy Barton chasing him down, Corbin Dempsey also chasing down the 98, but look at how fast the 9 and the 98 are. They just have a really good rhythm off the gate, and they just leave everyone on the dust. Corbin Dempsey chasing down, but the gap is like they do have quite a lot of sunlight when they have the restart. Dempsey chases them down. He's not gonna let them go this early. Barton has me a look on the inside. Is it gonna be enough? Looks like it's not again. Thomas Tucker has a slower car by comparison in terms of lap speed, but he's at least fighting. He's not giving up. And Barton's gonna have a try again. Thomas Tucker blocks once again. Both go a little bit wider on the lane. Barton's gonna have a third attempt as we enter turn number 3, lap 73. Not enough once again. And we have another caution. Lee Schmidt again. Contact with the 97 again. Hard hit. Head on into the wall. Tammy Barton done for the night. This is the 4th incident we have in turn 1. Hard hit for the 97 as we ride with Barton. She was distraught coming out of the car. She could not believe she went wide like that on the turn. A few drivers take the opportunity to pit now that we don't have any cars a lap down. Kirk Jones, Ronnie Samples, Lucas Calhoun are the only takers. Thomas Tucker leads the field to the green once again. The running order remains the same as last time around. We did not have enough time for a lot of changes. Tucker, Barton, Dempsey is your top 3. Barton once again having a look on the inside of the 9. Not enough. As you follow Corbin Dempsey, by the time we reach lap number 80, he's chasing down the 98, trying to force a little bit of space. If he has space for it, maybe a bump and run. We'll see what happens. But this time around, the 98 and the 9 are not opening a large gap. Riley McKee and Caitlin Richler running together there, 17th, 18th, passing Steve Greenblatt. Almost contact there, Rebecca Pellerin and Ashley Richardson advancing through the field. Another driver advancing through the field, this time with a little less wear on his tires, is Luke Pellerin. Lap 83, he's up to 15th after restarting at the back of the pack. Ruby Carson, after starting the race at the back of the pack, is up to 6th place, and look where she's going, and she is quick, scorching quick on the inside of Kate Taylor for the 5th position. Back there, you see there, Bobby Savage. We talked about how he had a bad start. He's there, nearly getting the top 10. By the time we get to lap 85, the 98 and the 9 are able to detach themselves from the 81 of Corbin Dempsey, and they're back at it, back in the battle for the lead. Charlie Faulkner takes 3rd place from Corbin Dempsey and Thomas Tucker. There you see the 98 hounding, chasing, hunting the number 9 car. And let's see if the Circle 9 hangs on. He's hanging on so far, but Mac Haley now chasing down the 51 of Kate Taylor. The 15 of Brett Finley gets into contact with the 25 of Kate Taylor. Look at the 51 making the move. I'm confusing the Triumph cars, even though they're very easy to make out. You see the black and silver 51 and the silver and black 15. Thomas Tucker continues to lead. Lucy Barton chasing him down as they are chasing down the 43 of Lee Schmidt. And there's contact. The 9 just dumped the 43. The 9 just dumped the 43. That was unceremonious. That was uncalled for. What was that, Thomas? You ride with the 9 and... Come on. You had a whole lane on the inside. You did not need to do that. Let's be honest here. The 9 stays out. You're gonna see why as the whole field pits, except for Ronnie Samples because he pitted earlier. Look at this coup that Ronnie Samples has performed. But the reason Thomas Tucker did not pit this time around is because he got a penalty. He is gonna have to restart at the end of the longest line. Even though we only have a single line, the name of the rule stays the same. The name of the penalty stays the same. End of the longest line for reckless driving. While the other person that suffered with reckless driving, Ronnie Samples, is now the leader of the race. Lucas Calhoun gained 12 positions in this pit cycle. He only changed the right side tires. Quite a smart play by Calhoun. He did not pit. He did pit the last caution around together with Kirk Jones and Ronnie Samples, but Jones did not risk at all. Calhoun decided to dare a little bit. Ronnie Samples gonna have old tires, but if he drops down slowly, he's still gonna net gain positions. So he loses the first position, doesn't even fight off Lucy Barton. Charlie Faulkner takes second place. Luke Pellerin is advancing, but Ruby Carson there in third place. A fantastic climb through the field for young Ruby Carson. Lucas Calhoun being chased down by Ryan Faulkner. He's currently in 13th, fell a couple of positions, and Ryan Faulkner into the back of the 59. They get together, and he almost gets hit by the one again. That could have been so much worse. That could have been so much worse. Entering lap 98, Ronnie Samples takes his opportunity to pit. He's gonna have new tires, but we did not have a long enough green flag run for that to matter intensely. But we'll see what happens as we go. Lucy Barton once again leads the field to the green. Charlie Faulkner tries to have a look on the inside. Both Shield cars now running third and fourth. And you see the Triumph Motorsports car, the black and silver 51 of Bobby Savage, running there in fifth place. Caitlin Richler advancing through the field, advancing with her. Being pulled by her is the 9 of Thomas Tucker. He's gonna have to roll his boat all the way back to the top 10 if he wants a shot at scoring big points. Same with Caitlin Richler, but Richler, she already has damage. She just needs to finish this one. Mac Henley currently running in fifth place, dives on the inside of the 77. There goes the 25 of Kate Taylor. And as you see, Kirk Jones, Lucas Calhoun, and Lee Schmidt, the damage brigade. The 32 has a busted front end, the 43 and the 59 have busted rear ends. Ryan Faulkner gets into the back of Brad Philly. That's a rampage. Now that's a rampage. And Warren Majeski hits and Ben Makowski tags. Warren Majeski had nowhere to go. Ben Makowski nowhere to go as the 15 slid down. Majeski slowed down, but there was just... people were on the inside lane. He could have switched to the outside or he'd get loose, and not much he can do. A poor moment for the number 1, and a poor showing for the 89, who is now under investigation for those 2 incidents. And my guess is because they're quite more interpretative than what Thomas Tucker or Ronnie Samples did. But let's talk about things that are a little bit better. Caitlin Richler leading away, having a very good run early on into this run, because you look at the rear end of the car, that's not an early good run at all. She's involved in the first caution. The other driver involved in that first caution, Rebecca Pellerin, currently running in 9th place. She has her teammate Kate Taylor right there on her inside, on her outside. Ethan Collins there, 21st position, having a very solid run, chasing down the 03 of Jason Prescott, who's having a fantastic start so far. He also had a terrible worse than also ran performance in Fontana. Zach Tech may actually luck this one out. Maybe it was a fluke in Fontana. Bobby Savage now gets the 3rd place, being chased down by the 88 of Luke Pellerin. Right behind them on the outside, Corbin Dempsey. Right behind them, the 18 of Mac Henley. Bobby Savage chasing down the 85 for 2nd place. Look at the move. Look at the dive on the inside. They're side by side. 2 longtime veterans of American short track and speedway racing. Bobby Savage, a former 2-time Modified Cup champion. On the inside, he's still gonna run the Modified Cup this year for Triumph Motorsports, and Charlie Faulkner just has to concede. He has to concede. He's forced to concede the 3rd position to Luke Pellerin. Pellerin now chasing down the 51. Mac Henley chasing down the 85, and then the engine. Oh no. Jimmy Wells. He was making a run good enough for a top 20, and the engine gives out on the 30 car. What a tough break for Jimmy Wells. That's just... I'm at a loss for words. A very good run for Zach Tack. Dashed 121 laps in. Lucy Barton continues to lead. Luke Pellerin on the inside. There you see the 85 of Charlie Faulkner hanging on very well, doing his thing. Thomas Tucker now about to join the top 10. He has been working his way forward, rowing his little dinghy all the way to the top 10. That dinghy is gonna become a tugboat, and if he's lucky, it's gonna become a yacht, because here he goes on the inside of his teammate Boyd Abbott. Not enough of a clear move, and there he goes on the inside. Ashley Richardson right behind them. Here's a trouble in the back. Trouble in the back. Caitlin Richler, Jason Prescott. I see the 16. Lucas Calhoun strikes the 0-3. Big hit. Big hit by Lucas Calhoun. Let's watch this one again. The 0-3 washes up into the 2. They hook together. Nowhere to go. Hibiki Murata, Ethan Collins involved. Ben Makowski involved. And Lucas Calhoun barreled in. He picked the line. He took a calculated risk by going to the inside. But man, he was bad at math because the 0-3 moved a little bit more than he expected. Maybe he's not that bad at math. Maybe he's just bad at physics. Doesn't matter. He's done for the night. Hibiki Murata does not retire from the race. She's without the front end of that car. A lot of damage on the front end. Caitlin Richler with the rear end that was already bad. Now it just gets worse. Just stack more damage on that car, will you? Green flag. Lucy Martin, Luke Pellerin, top 2. They remain fighting each other very closely. Charlie Faulkner running in the 3rd position. Bobby Savage running in 4th place, having a very solid run. The 18 on McHaley chasing them down, closing the top 5. Corbin Dempsey, Kate Taylor. You see Ruby Carson there, still stuck on the top 10. Hanging on, standing her ground. Riley McKee chasing down the 62 off Scott Overton as we enter lap 138. And the engine in the 22 expires. And his run in the top 20 will come to a grinding halt. And he's done for the night. He leaves there that lane open for the pace car to go by. That will lead us to the 11th restart of this race. Lucy Martin leads the field to the green. Luke Pellerin did a little lag on the restart. Did not have the best restart he could have had. Thomas Tucker still gaining positions. Put Rebecca Pellerin on the outside. Ryan Faulkner gaining positions there. Remember, he's still under investigation, so we don't know if he's gonna actually finish in that position. There goes the 77 to the outside. 9 on the inside takes the 8th spot. Ashley Richardson going to the inside there. Is it gonna be enough? Not at all. Rebecca Pellerin hanging on in the fringes of the top 10. She's currently in 12th, battling with Eve Austin, who's having a very good debut for a person that we do not consider a regular stock car racing driver. She did a couple of late model starts in the Southern Division, but she's not experienced at all in stock car racing like some people are. Ronnie Samples back up to 16th place, gives space to the 99, and this is the best result Samples can get. His coup of staying out did not work as well as he expected. Caitlin Richler running in 21st place, still on the lead lap, but with a lot of damage, just not a good run as we approach the final 50 laps. Inside the final 50 laps, there goes Thomas Tucker to the inside of the 25, having a look there on turn number 1, and he's gonna make it look easy. He dives deep, has much more strength on the corners than Kate Taylor, who has quite a bit of damage on the side of that car because of the earlier contacts he had. But Lucy Martin and Luke Pellerin continue to fight as they lap the 52 on Hibiki Murata. And Pellerin chasing down. He has a look on the inside. Is it gonna be enough? Looks like it might. He's gonna have the inside of turn number 3. And there he goes. Beautiful dive. Luke Pellerin to the lead of the Sunshine State 200. Chased down by Charlie Faulkner, who's falling behind ever so slightly. And the lap cars aren't helping. Bobby Savage also falling behind, running in 3rd place as you watch the rear camera of the 88 being hounded by the 98. And you see how aggressive Martin is driving, and she's almost bumping him out of the way. She's gonna have a look on the inside as they are slowed down by the 43 of Lee Schmidt. Oh, look at that! Look at that! The 43 hangs onto the inside, makes the 98 lose a lot of time. And Luke Pellerin now is gonna be able to get a little buffer going on as he's about to lap the 21st place Caitlin Richler. Kirk Jones there, ready to pass the number 2. And that was a very smart play between the sister teams of Luke Star Motorsports and Ernest Lewis Racing. Some people are gonna complain, I can feel it, but what a move. That's just smart playing within the bounds of the rules that you have. Ashley Richardson running in 9th place, Ryan Faulkner there in 10th, chasing down Kate Taylor, who is in 8th place. A fantastic run for Luke Star Motorsports. Their cars have been consistent all around in the positions they have ran. Luke Pellerin up front, Kate Taylor in between them, Rebecca Pellerin right there in the top 10, in the fringes of the top 10. She just needs to bring points. She just needs to rack points into the scoreboard. Steve Greenblatt there running in 12th place. A very consistent, good race for the late model driver, driving for Bob Klein. Bob Klein, long-time team owner of late models and modifieds in the southern United States. Fantastic man. Love the guy. Scott Overton recovering, running in 16th place after getting in trouble with the 43. He's just doing his thing and it's working. The 43 and the 2 are embroiled in a small battle there for the 20th position. Diving on the inside. There goes Caitlin Richler. But look at the crossover move. Look at the crossover move. Doesn't matter if it's for 20th place and they're a lap down. They're gonna fight it anyway. Look at Lee Schmidt making a marvelous crossover on Caitlin Richler as we approach 36 laps to go. Kirk Jones is right there with them. Kirk Jones is on them. And Kirk Jones also gonna make his own moves as the leaders approach the 66 of Ben Makowski to lap him. And Ben Makowski, oh! The spell turns against the spellcaster. Makowski holds the 88 and the 98, and that allows Thomas Tucker to bridge the gap a little bit because look at Tucker there on the inside. Let's have a second watch because that was beautiful. He has a look entering turn number 1. He puts it side by side as they're leaving turn number 4. He puts it side by side and he dives deep, fighting with the 51, and on the exit of the corner he has the nose ahead and he's gonna clear the 51 for third place and he's chasing them down, but Charlie Faulkner is not gonna let him go scot-free. He's on the inside, but look who's in the inside too. Ben Makowski about to be lapped. That's certainly not gonna be interesting at all. As Hibiki Murata also being lapped, this time it's really not gonna be interesting. A lot of damage on the 52. She does hold up the 9 because the 9 picked the outside, and this time the spell also turns against the spellcaster because here comes Corbin Dempsey on the inside. There goes Ashley Richardson on the inside. And Thomas Tucker has fallen from 3rd place to 8th place. And he's going to have to row his boat once again. Unfortunate. Going to have to do it. And that shows how much a poor decision can adversely affect you in these races, as he now finds himself right behind Makowski, and would you look at that? Makowski did not give him a hard time at all. Oh, Tucker gave him a little bump because Makowski wasn't quite clear. And there goes Lucy Barton on the inside of the 20 car to lap him. Oh, they almost made contact. Lucy Barton passes Carly Ellison. Ellison almost committed a grave mistake. The young Floridian. There goes Luke Pellerin on the inside. And now Mac Haley fighting for 3rd place with Bobby Savage, Charlie Faulkner, and Corbin Dempsey. This is gonna be a very fun battle as Thomas Tucker is approaching and gaining and rowing and pushing. But he's gonna have to pass 4 cars in quick succession. We are now under 30 laps to go, 29 remain. And there goes Corbin Dempsey on the inside, having a look. And in the front of the field, Lee Schmidt about to be lapped again. He gives the inside, and as you see side by side, they force a 3 wide on Kirk Jones. Look at Luke Pellerin there on the inside. The 43 moves to the outside, and Pellerin takes the lead again. That's the power of the double teaming. That's the power of having someone that you trust right alongside you, doing those well-timed moves as they move past the 2 of Caitlin Richler. Lucy Barton's gonna have a look as the 88 goes wide, but she can't quite do it as we enter lap 174. She's gonna have another try on the inside coming into turn number 3 as they come to lap the number 7 of Ronnie Samples, who's running in 17th place, having a fantastic run so far. 7 does not want any of that smoke. He already got into enough trouble today having to run and wait for the lifelines to come his way. I don't think he wants any of that smoke. But who wants some of that smoke is the 18 of McKinley, not backing up from trying to chase the 51. The gap is widening a bit, but he's on him. Thomas Tucker is on McKinley, and this is going to be a big battle for the 4th position. There goes Tucker on the inside. Ryan Faulkner on the inside of the 43, running in the 9th place. Kate Taylor right behind him. Faulkner having a very good recovery run, but we'll see where he's going to finish. I have to reinforce this. This one's going to post-race. Lucy Barton on the inside of the 88 now as we enter lap 179, turn number 3. Barton has a clear lane for herself, and she's gonna make this one look easy. She passes the 88, but Pellerin's gonna fight back on the outside. He can't quite make it. and Barton's gonna clear him by the time they get to turn number 2. Thomas Tucker on the inside of the 51 with the 18 following close by. 81 dropping a little bit far behind together with the 85 and the 58. There goes the 9 for the 3rd position. There goes McHenley for the 4th spot as you follow the 58 as she's about to lap the number 7 of Ronnie Simple. She's falling behind the 85. She needs to make the move, and she needs to make the move now. And she's gonna go on the inside. The 7 goes to the inside and they hook each other. And that's another caution. 15 laps to go. Couldn't have been worse timing. As the 7's race goes from recoverable to quite a bit of damage. Lucy Barton's gonna lead the field to the green once again. Luke Pellerin chasing her down, and he has Thomas Tucker right behind them, McHenley right behind them as well. So you have 4 cars with a little bit over 10 laps to go. We have 11 laps left right now. Barton hanging on to the lead, coming out of turn number 4. 10 laps remain here in the USA International Speedway as McHenley makes a move on the inside of the number 9 off Thomas Tucker. Is it going to be enough? Looks like it will. It will. He clears the number 9. The 51 trying to have a look as well to get that 4th position as we enter 9 laps to go. Rebecca Pellerin on the inside of the 58 to get into the top 10. Ruby Carson to get into the top 10 as well. And now both are 9th and 10th, chasing down Kate Tanner, who is in the 8th spot. And now we're 8 laps remaining to the finish. Charlie Faulkner having a look on the 3 wide with Corbin Dempsey and McHenley. And the door will be shut. The door will be shut by Corbin Dempsey. And there goes Corbin Dempsey on the inside, chasing down the 51. Is it going to be enough? Looks like the gap is widening. This battle is actually forcing the gap between the 81 and the 51 to widen. By the time we get to 7 laps to go, look at the amount of daylight, night light you have between the 51 and the 81. I don't think Corbin Dempsey can catch, just like I don't think Bobby Savage can catch Luke Pellerin to fight for the win. There goes the 18 chasing down the 81, the 85, the 89's right there, the 9's right there, the 25, the 77, the 58, the 27 are right there. So you have 6, 7 cars fighting very closely to each other in the same vicinity. McHenley to the inside of the 81 trying to set up a move, while at the front of the field, 5 laps to go. Lucy Barton starting to open a little bit of space between her and Luke Pellerin, but it's not quite enough to be safe. It's not quite enough to ease up. Ryan Faulkner to the inside of Charlie Faulkner. There goes Thomas Tucker on the inside, taking the opportunity, seizing the chance to take 7th place, but Charlie Faulkner shuts the door. Fantastic defense by the 85. The 89 now having, the 9 now having to roll a lot, push a lot as we enter the last 3 laps of this 200 lap race. McHenley almost makes contact with the 81. Has the look on the inside coming out of turn number 4. 2 laps to go here in Lakeland. There goes McHenley on the inside. He's gonna take the 4th position. Lucy Barton hanging on to the lead. Luke Pellerin chasing her down, but the gap is still not small enough. Pellerin to the inside as the white flag waves. Barton blocks him. Not enough space as they come out of turn number 2. Barton hanging on to the lead. Is it gonna be enough? Pellerin does not have enough space as they lap the 52. There really isn't any more space. And Lucy Barton is gonna win the 2nd race of the year here in Lakeland. What a win by Lucy Barton. Bobby Savage finishes 3rd, and Corbin Dempsey barely beats McHenley at the stripe to take 4th. Last year, Caitlin Rickler snapped a winless streak that spanned over a year, winning the season opener, and then Lucy Barton won the 2nd race of the season. That pattern holds. Charlie Faulkner snapped a winless streak that spanned over a year, winning the season opener, and Lucy Barton comes out the winner here in Lakeland after a hard-fought battle with Luke Pellerin and the lap cars to boot. Bobby Savage, who qualified in 10th but started in 32nd, will close out his day in 3rd. A fantastic climb through the field. One wonders if he had started where he was originally meant to, if the win could have been achieved. But I don't think Triumph Motorsports is complaining about this 3rd place at all. Corbin Dempsey and McHenley, 2 former series champions, close out our top 5. Thomas Tucker maintains his good late season form tonight with the 6th place after a small pit cycle blunder last week in Fontana. Charlie Faulkner finishes where he started. Ryan Faulkner closes his day in 10th, while another short track veteran, Maryland's own Kate Taylor, will end his night in the 8th position, while Ruby Carson also does perform a majestic climb to the top 10, having to contend with just about everything to get up there. Leaving Lakeland, Charlie Faulkner still leads the championship, but Corbin Dempsey is only 7 points behind, and everyone in the top 10 can actually feasibly take the championship lead if something goes woefully wrong for Faulkner. The maximum amount of points you can make against the driver is 130 points. 10th place Boyd Abbott's 104th behind, and 14th place Ashley Richardson is exactly 130 on back. So it'll be a while before the championship contenders truly crystallize and we have a very clear shape about how the championship will go around. However, looking at a few other drivers in the top 10, two of the biggest movers in the top were the top two tonight. Luke Pellerin jumped from 8th to 3rd. Lucy Martin had a terrible last 10 laps in Fontana, but that is completely behind her now as she jumps from 18th to 5th with her win tonight, while Ryan Faulkner and Rebecca Pellerin both lose 2 spots, and Lee Schmidt, after a below par performance, drops to 9th place, 97 points behind Charlie Faulkner. Looking at the Rookie Challenge, so far, obviously, no one has scored a minimum of 4 starts or attempts. We're only 2 races in. But in the early goings-on, Lucy Martin already holds a 7-position gap over Vernon Hargrove. Both Zach Tech drivers Jimmy Wells and Jason Prescott had difficult starts to their first 2 events, bring up the rear of the drivers that did start both races together with Warren Majeski, while Chris Endicott failed to qualify for the first 2 rounds of the season due to not securing a provisional, which will make his fight for Rookie of the Year an uphill battle at best, impossible at worst, especially if his poor luck continues and he continues to fail to qualify due to being knocked out by provisionals. That is a possibility. No, as the North American Auto Club's freight train will remain in the Southern Short Tracks, heading to Case, South Carolina for the Corliss 300 in the Columbia Speedway, one of the now longer short track races we'll have this season. I'll see you next time around.